Most people think intelligence is something you can measure, a number on a test, a degree on a wall, how fast you can solve an equation under pressure. But the research tells a different story. What separates genuinely intelligent people from everyone else isn't what they do. It's what they refuse to do. And one of these is something almost everyone reading this does today, without realizing it's quietly working against them. 1. They never pretend to know something they don't. Ask most people a question they can't answer, and they'll improvise, deflect, give a vague answer that sounds informed, but says nothing, because admitting, "I don't know," feels like admitting weakness. Intelligent people just say it, plainly. "I'm not sure. Let me look into that." Their confidence was never built on appearing all-knowing. It's built on knowing exactly what they know and being honest about the rest. A gap in knowledge isn't a threat to them. It's just a door that hasn't opened yet. Psychologists call this intellectual humility, and it's one of the clearest signs of real intelligence there is. 2. They never fight to win every argument. Someone who needs to be right in every conversation isn't displaying intelligence. They're displaying insecurity wearing a clever disguise. But here's the part that actually separates them. They can sit in a room full of people more confident than them and feel zero pressure to compete. Not because they don't care about being right, because they stopped needing an audience to confirm it. Watch what happens when a genuinely intelligent person gets challenged in a meeting. They don't get defensive, they lean forward. They ask a follow-up question instead of building a counterargument in their head while the other person is still talking. That reaction, curiosity instead of defense, is rarer than almost anything else on this list. Intelligent people have actually separated their ego from their ideas, which means an idea can be wrong without them feeling wrong. 3. They never trust the version of themselves that's currently in crisis. Here's the one most people get wrong. It's not "don't make decisions when you're emotional." Everyone already nods along to that and does it anyway. The real distinction is this. Intelligent people have learned specifically that the angriest version of them, the most heartbroken version, the most euphoric version, is the least accurate narrator of what actually matters. So they don't ask, "How do I feel right now?" They ask, "What would the calmest version of me 3 days from now think about this?" Almost nobody actually asks that in the moment that counts. This is regulation, as something you've actually built into how you operate. Not just a phrase you've heard before, and that quiet discipline shows up somewhere most people never think to check, in who's still around them. 4. They never surround themselves with people who only agree with them. Think about the last person who genuinely disagreed with you on something that mattered. Are you still close with them? For a lot of people, the answer is no, not because of one fight, but because of a slow drift that started the moment disagreement felt uncomfortable. That's the tell. Intelligent people do the opposite on purpose. They keep people close specifically because those people push back instead of nodding along. Being proven wrong doesn't threaten them. It energizes them because it means they just upgraded. Psychologist Carol Dweck calls this a growth mindset, the belief that intelligence isn't fixed, but something that expands through friction. 5. They never confuse busyness with productivity. This E is the one that will actually sting a little. Picture your last productive day. Inbox at 0 by noon. A dozen messages answered. 3 meetings back to back. You went home exhausted and called it a good day. Now ask the real question. Did the one thing that actually moves your life forward get touched at all? For most people, the honest answer is no. It sat there untouched for the entire week, while the inbox absorbed every available hour. As Peter Drucker put it, efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things. Most people spend their lives optimizing the wrong variable, mistaking exhaustion for proof that something real got done. Put all 5 together, and the picture is simple. They're not trying to look smart. They're trying to be accurate. They're not chasing busyness. They're chasing what actually matters. True intelligence has never needed to announce itself. It shows up quietly in decisions nobody's watching and boundaries nobody claps for. So here's the real question. Comment the number 1 through 5 that you already know is true about you. The one you haven't admitted yet.